Who are you?
A bowler. Dude, what the heck was that for?
I want to teach you about atomic theory.
Are you kidding me?
Follow me. Democritus was actually one of the first people to question the atom. He was born in 460 BCE. Democritus had a theory that argued that there are various basic elements which always existed but can be rearranged into many different forms. As you can see here is a sculpture of Democritus. This leads us to our next chemist, which is John Dalton. John Dalton was born on September 6, 1766. Dalton had 5 main points of his atomic theory. One was that elements are made of tiny particles called atoms. Another one is that all atoms are given of a given element are identical. Another one is the atoms of a given element are different from those of any other element. The atom of a different elements can be distinguished from one another by their respective relative weights. The fourth is atoms of one element can combine with atoms of other elements to form chemical compounds. A given compound always has the same relative numbers of types of atoms. And the fifth and final point of the is atoms cannot be created, divided into smaller particles, nor destroyed in the chemical process. A chemical reaction simply changes the way of atoms are grouped together. Here is a picture of John Dalton. And here is a picture of the various atoms and molecules as depicted in his A New System of Chemical Philosophy, which was in his book published in 1808. Our third scientist is J.J. Thomson. J.J. Thomson made the cathode ray tube experiment in 1897. This experiment proved that there was a negative charge in atoms by the bending of the rays under the influence of an electric field. This led to the discovery of the electron.
Here we can see the electrons being deflected by the magnet. The cathode ray moves upward. If we reverse the magnet, we would predict that the beam would be deflected in the opposite direction. And we observe that the beam is deflected downward.
Another discovery he made was the plum pudding model. He proposed in 1904. This model shows an atom made of electrons surrounded by a pudding of positive charge to balance the electrons. This model was later disproved by Ernest Rutherford in 1909. Blake,
Yeah?
why are you driving in circles? Dude, you gotta get out of here. Okay, we're safe. Let's talk about atomic theory. Robert Millikan made his experiment in 1909. It's called the oil drop experiment. This was made to measure the electric charge of an electron. He did this by balancing the gravitational and electric forces on tiny charged droplets of oil suspended between two metal electrodes.
And why are you telling me this?
You'll thank me one day. This leads us to Ernest Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford made the gold foil experiment in 1909. This experiment disproved the plum pudding model made by J.J. Thomson. For this experiment, he measured the deflection of alpha particles directly normally onto a sheet of thin gold foil. If it would have been like the plum pudding model, the particles would have all gone right through it. However, they bounced off in several directions. This experiment proved that there was a very small charge in the atom that deflected the alpha particles if they came close enough. Our next scientist, Niels Bohr, came up with what is called the Bohr model. This model shows the atom as a small, positively charged nucleus surrounded by electrons that revolve around the nucleus, kind of like the solar system. Bohr made this discovery in 1913. Our last scientist is James Chadwick. Chadwick is responsible for discovering the neutron. The neutron is a particle in the nucleus of an atom that has no electric charge. He discovered this in 1932. We would like to thank you for watching this atomic theory presentation, and we will be making more videos for future projects. Thank you, and have a great day.